So we've got more SBCs to go through, a lot of icons, and Team of the Season is around the corner. So we're going to see who's actually worth completing at this point, because not only that, we have been leaked that Team of the Seasons are going to get a quadruple playstyle plus. Now, I can imagine what it'll be is like someone like the Mbappes, the Dembeles will get the quadruple, and more than likely the kind of middle to lower tier will stick on the triple, which, I mean, I can all before. I think it's an interesting one to get to quadruple first. Normally that was in footies, but I'm assuming they're just going to give it as the bigger upgrade so that they don't have to go all the way into the 97s and 98s of the ratings. And then obviously footies, it will be everybody's with a quadruple, but then all the big players are 99 or 98. So it's going to be interesting, but it does mean we've got to be very careful with the SBCs. So if we was to look at the icons first, I must admit, there's definitely the newer icons we've got do look nice, but now the double playstyle pluses do look a little bit washed out. We did get a Gullit evolution as well, if you are interested in that one. If you didn't do the 94 or haven't done the 94, we have got the ability to go and whack him into the pump you up. Now, I mean, I think it's brilliant. If you've got the 90 and you don't want to do the 94, fantastic. Get the upgrade 100%. But it was kind of almost leaked to say that it was going to be not necessarily just as good, but good enough to rival the 94. So if you're looking for coins, check in the description for El Dorado. Depending on the coin amount that you're looking for, the delivery time is displayed on the website, and you'll see lots of different trusted sellers with reviews on specifics, and also the ability to be able to pick who you want. It will also show how much they have in stock, and obviously you can see that they are verified members. There is 100% refund ability and also 24/7 support if you need any questions with your coin needs. Also, if you head over to Trustpilot as well, you can see over 30,000 upvotes for them. You can see how reliable they are. Obviously great feedback across the entire board with El Dorado. So when on checkout, make sure you are using the code JT11 for 5% off your order every time. Discount code JT11. Now let's get back to the video. I mean, yes, he's got a few decent stats in there, but it doesn't beat the triple playstyle plus, and most definitely isn't better statted. Yes, price-wise is way, way better, so I would still be looking at Gullit personally, as I would go okay value for right now, because we still are waiting for that evolution. Once he gets into that Evo, that's when personally it's going to be a fantastic SBC to complete, but there is only a day left, so you've got to really have taken your chance, or you've probably missed out on him around about now. On this page, we've got Maldini as well. At this point now, I'd probably miss out on him, to be honest. Ashley Cole, I'd do the same. Bergkamp, I would. And to be honest, even Essien. At this point now, looking at Team of the Season, I would be not really going too heavy on them SBCs. Maldini maybe just because he's very good in the game anyway, but you're going to have so many better upgrades. Ashley Cole, he wasn't even the best left back at his time. Bergkamp's a nice cheap beast, and I'm not saying to not do these if you're building a Chelsea and Arsenal past and present. To be fair, that works for all of them. Maldini, obviously, if you're building a Serie A team or a best of past and present, then obviously, yes, of course, if you need them, do them. But realistically, they're not going to go into your starting team any shout, to be honest. I do like Gullit. I mean, he's very expensive, which is to be kind of, you expected that, to be honest. I think he's 3.7 at the moment, or 3.77. Is a phenomenal card. He is a very game-changing card, and with the centre mids now, you could argue that if you're trying to do him right this second, you might want to wait, because literally we've got 5 days until Team of the Season, or 4 days? Where are we on? Monday. So yeah, literally till Friday, till we get the first Team of the Season. I can imagine we will have a midfielder with a quadruple playstyle plus in there. So you're kind of thinking, well, do I just wait for that and get the extra bonus? Doesn't mean they're going to be better than Gullit. They can have 16 playstyle pluses. If they're not very good, they're not very good. So I personally would stick with Gullit at this point for a little bit at the very minimum. We then have the other icons. Obviously, again, you got Gerd Muller coming in. Decent value, I'd say. Obviously, 400k with the triple shooting playstyle pluses. Lahm is okay. I'd then be looking at Beckenbauer. Again, another okay value. Even Nedved, they're not terrible. I think you're looking, and they're giving you a decent amount back. Again, I'm not necessarily going too crazy with them. I'd possibly go With the triples, I'd possibly look at something like that. Zico for me is one. I know I'm jumping ship. I just don't think he's worth it. And unfortunately for him, he's come in with the double play style plus, pinged pass and technical, which, I mean, they're not awful. They're not awful play style pluses, but to say that we've gone from a 91 to a 92 and we're costing 860, and really, to be honest, even when you look at the 94, it doesn't look that impressive. He's going to be a very good base card, like stats-wise, fantastic, but I don't know if I'd waste 800,000 coins on him, to be honest. Henry and Eusebio obviously will go up to the top. Now, like I've always said, when it comes to the must completes, most people will skip to the end and see that, oh, okay, you've got Gullit, Henry, Eusebio. How on earth do you manage to finish all them? As much as they are all must completes, you may not be able to complete every single one of them. Like that is a lot of value. I'm not saying that you should or could. Like obviously Eusebio at 1.5, Henry at 1.2, and then 3.7. You're looking at what, 5, 6, nearly 6.5 mil between the three cards. With Team of the Season coming, I don't think it's worth doing all of them. But most definitely, if you don't want to do Gullit, Henry's a great option. He goes striker left wing. If you don't want to do Henry, Eusebio's a great option. It'd be the same if we had CR7 here as well. So lots and lots of options you can go with up front. We also had Sauer. Then we've also had Baresi. We've had Drogba. Outrageous. And a bit of Eto'o as well. Now, personally, Sauer's fantastic. I mean, I don't think any of them... Maybe Drogba is a kind of up there. I did really like him, but I just think he'd be replaced too quickly. Eto's one of them ones that I do think is up there with the best of them. Again, with the double play style plus, you could argue that he's going to get replaced very quickly, whereas the Eusebios and Henrys are kind of they're that different breed of player. They are in the absolute top. So realistically, you could argue that they are better to keep at that point, and more than likely would get more of a chance of an evolution before Eto's 94. So that's kind of where I'd go with these icons. Now, obviously, you'd be looking at Gullit more into an evolution. Lahm, I think, to be honest, you possibly could drop him down, to be fair. I think when we look at him kind of in the Ashley Cole, he's not the best in the position, and he's only okay at this point. We do have a very much a diluted amount of players as well. When you go through the SBCs at the moment, we've got a few of the road to the finals, as that is becoming a new fit. Well, I say a new thing to have so many players going for it. But realistically, we've got 2 pages. Nothing too crazy. Very much diluted, ready for Team of the Season, because once we get there, they know that there's just no point doing any more SBCs. It's going to be just Team of the Season. So we have got the likes of Ollie, we've got Marquez, we've got Isco and Gabriel. I mean, in terms of fodder options, you're obviously looking at the 3 of them. They're probably going to go there. Gabriel, I think, is a solid card. Again, nice enough. I don't know if I'd quite have him massively in the team now. I think you're looking at decentish value. I'd go SBC storage or fodder storage for most of these, to be honest. You could potentially throw them into an evolution, which is fine, but realistically, unless you're building a team around them, if you're building a Prem team, a La Liga team, a Atletico Madrid, a Man U team, they're not necessarily going to be that much useful for you. And even Bruno, to be fair, he's got himself a 92 already, so you're already kind of putting yourself at a little bit of a disadvantage with it, because we're already not at the best card. So sometimes you just got to watch which card you're doing. But they are coming in cheap, so maybe you do them for a bit of fodder later on down the line. I like Szczesny as an option. I think he's definitely up there for a keeper. I've seen him more and more. I don't think he's necessarily head and shoulders above the rest, but most definitely a solid option if you can. We then have Munian. We have obviously the player of the month for Serie A, and then we keep going up. You obviously then have an Alonso. Kind of nostalgic, very much like the Nani SBC. Very good, very nice, but really, we are kind of at such a low end for a lot of these players that I'm like, is there anybody actually worth completing? Like, we look at maybe Royce, maybe not necessarily SBC fodder, but I'm gonna go into decent value just because it's Royce. It's not really going to be a must complete in this. The only kind of double must complete that I think could be in here would potentially, and Eriksen's going to be at 369. I personally wouldn't complete him with this. I think he's okay at best, but I personally wouldn't complete him at that, and I'm a Man U fan. It's just far too expensive to put him into your team. As a Man U fan, to put him in a past and present, fair enough. But I could even evolve him at that point. So whether you'd want to do that. And the only SBC I'd possibly be looking at this point is going to be the road to the final picks. And it was the same with the previous ones, with obviously all of the players that we got in SBCs. It's great to have them because obviously there is a chance they go up. So obviously we have got the likes of Jong, who I put as favourites for the SBC, and then hopefully Barca do manage to get it done, because I do think he's going to be a fantastic card if he manages to go there. Obviously they're in the semi-finals at the moment. If they do go through next, 1+ playstyle plus, 2+ if only have 1, and then we have the upgrade for winning, which would make him, or 96 overall, and a 5-star weak foot or skill move upgrade. So realistically, when we look at this card, he should get a 5-star, 5-star if Barca were to win. He should go up to a 96, and then I think he gets 1 extra playstyle plus, so it'd be a free tier playstyle plus card as well. I mean, that would be incredible. Now, obviously, Kang, I don't think is a terrible option either. They have been on fire. So, I mean, in terms of PSG's chances, I don't think there's... It's not necessarily that they should be walked. I think they've done unbelievable in their run in this tournament. So, another one that could potentially go to the 96, 5-star, 5-star, triple playstyle plus. Hopefully they do give him something useful. A finesse or something for the winger would be nice. But I do think De Jong is going to get my vote for the moment. But I do think both of them, in terms of a package deal of an SBC, are well worth completing for that chance at the final. And that is going to be everything. Quite a short one today, which I can imagine is going to change massively in the SBCs next week. So stay tuned for all of that. We're going into Team of the Season by the time you see this SBC tier list next. Let me know who you're going to complete, and hopefully we get some pretty big boys. Apparently, Ligan's first, which has got a lot of talent. Take care. Peace. Make sure you subscribe.